Most businesses assume success requires defeating their rivals. They spend energy benchmarking against competitors, fighting over the exact same pool of existing customers. In strategy, this environment is known as a red ocean. It is a market where industry boundaries are fixed, the rules are accepted, and everyone is trying to outperform their neighbors to grab a slightly larger slice of the same pie. The math is brutal. As the space gets increasingly crowded, profit margins naturally shrink. Products turn into simple commodities, and cutthroat pricing turns the water bloody. When a company plays by the existing rules of a crowded industry, strategy becomes a zero-sum game. One company's gain is exactly another company's loss, placing a hard cap on how much a business can actually grow. Consider the Indian telecom market before 2016. It was a crowded space dominated by legacy operators, Airtel, Vodafone, Idea, and BSNL, locked in a constant battle over voice call revenues. This narrow focus meant they marketed themselves with incremental deals. They offered slightly better minute packages or marginally higher data quotas to poach users. Because these operators treated mobile internet as an expensive luxury to protect their voice call profits, they created a massive digital divide. Millions of rural and lower-income citizens were priced out of the market. These companies were locked into a high-margin voice model supported by aging 2G and 3G infrastructure. Because their financial structures relied on protecting expensive voice minutes, serving low-income rural users appeared economically irrational, leaving a massive population completely unserved. Escaping this cycle requires a shift in thinking known as blue ocean strategy. Instead of trying to beat your rivals, the goal is to invent uncontested market space, making the competition completely irrelevant. This chart shows the traditional value-cost trade-off. You offer high value at a high cost or reasonable value at a low cost. Blue Ocean's core mechanism breaks that trade-off through value innovation, pursuing differentiation and low cost simultaneously to offer a leap in utility. To figure out how to do this, companies have to stop obsessing over their current customers. Instead, they need to analyze non-consumers. They must ask what specific barriers, like prohibitive prices or complex technology, keep people out entirely. Removing those barriers creates an entirely new pool of demand. Instead of fighting for a slice of a fixed market, this constructs a pool of demand that can far exceed the size of the original industry. In September 2016, Reliance Jio entered the Indian telecom market to do exactly this. To eliminate technological barriers, they built a pure 4G Internet Protocol network from scratch, completely bypassing the legacy 2G and 3G infrastructure that burdened their competitors. Jio shattered the trade-off, offering free voice calls and slashed data prices, absorbing initial losses for dominance. The response was immediate. They acquired 100 million subscribers in 6 months, today commanding over 40% of the Indian wireless market. Jio bundled a suite of digital applications, like streaming mobile cinema, live television broadcasts, and digital streaming music, directly into its service. This ecosystem turned data consumption into a daily habit, making it difficult to justify switching back to a simple voice-only provider. This brought millions of rural and low-income citizens into the digital age for the first time. They turned an entire demographic of previously ignored non-consumers into the core of a new market. Jio secured its position by redefining the telecom problem entirely. While legacy operators fought over a shrinking voice market, Jio established an integrated digital ecosystem where it was the sole provider. For legacy incumbents in the red ocean, the impact was severe. They faced massive margin pressure, plunging revenues, and an urgent need to overhaul aging infrastructure to survive intense price wars. This forced rapid industry consolidation. An Indian market with over 10 private operators quickly shrank to just 3 major players, driven by desperate exits and maneuvers like the forced merger of Vodafone and Idea. Zooming out from the corporate battlefield reveals a staggering macroeconomic outcome. This single strategic move accelerated the digital modernization of an entire subcontinent, transforming India from a voice call market into one of the highest mobile data consumers on the planet. True market disruption rarely stops at shifting corporate profits. When companies innovate at value and accessibility, they accelerate technological and social progress for millions of people. The Jio case study is extreme, but it reflects a verifiable business reality of high performance. This chart breaks down the revenue impact of creating uncontested markets. 86% of business launches are simple line extensions within existing red oceans, accounting for only 39% of total profits. The remaining 14% of launches, the blue oceans, generate a massive 61% of total profits. This proves the power of non-destructive creation. You don't necessarily have to displace an existing product or bankrupt a rival to win. Often, you just need to redefine the problem to aggregate entirely new demand. Building for the future requires identifying the specific barriers that keep customers away. It involves moving past these turbulent, crowded waters and into the vast, uncontested spaces waiting to be built. What barriers exist in your own industry? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown valuable, hit the like button and subscribe